Ladies, what is a compliment men give that you don't like? A guy desperate for attention. Hey, I noticed you have, insert flaw, but it looks good on you. The flaw is usually something pretty obvious that others are aware of but too polite to bring up, like a massive scar, messed up teeth, or a slightly lazy eye. Thanks, I'm aware of that particular feature and I try not to think about it or draw attention to it. Now my self-esteem is shot. That's a well-known manipulation pickup technique. First they lower your self-esteem, then compliment you to make you feel like you owe them and don't deserve them. They do it to get the high ground in the conversation and make you more vulnerable, pretty much as future abuse are written all over it. Any compliment that follows the "you sure are X for a Y", such as, "you sure are pretty for a woman your age", or "you sure are smart for a girl", just bad form all around. "You sure are hoopy for a fruit". I asked my cousin this. She said, "Some random guy came up to me at the hotel lobby, just straight up to me and said, 'Hey, baby, wanna kill all humans?' She didn't get it. You're hot for an Asian and I've always wanted to get with an Asian. 1. Didn't know Asians were universally ugly, and that I'm an exception. 2. Thanks for reducing me to a check mark on your bucket list." I think the best one recently is, "Oh, you don't look like you're Mexican. You're so pretty for being Mexican." Like what? Am I supposed to have sombrero and mustache? Or, "Oh, you must have missed your last chapter meeting. They are standard issue now." Men who feel the need to point out how big my T are. A guy that I saw around campus DM'd me on Instagram and said, "Just thought you should know, you have some really big boobs." No crap, they aren't on my chest or anything. Takes off glasses to clean them. "You look pretty without glasses. I appreciate being called pretty but I need my glasses to see." As a man who wears glasses, I interpreted this as him taking off his glasses and then commenting on how you looked without them. Which is exactly the kind of burn I'm going to keep in my back pocket for a rainy day. "You're too pretty to be Latina and all of its variations." Dude, Latin America is full of beautiful women and also full of ugly women, just like any other part of the world. Insulting my ethnicity won't get you anywhere. Holy crap, that's terrible. That's how I feel when I hear your skin is nice. You know, not too dark. OHH. Thanks. Guess I'm black, but not black. I tried to think of something edgy, but I appreciate the guts it takes to say almost all compliments unless they're super vulgar right out of the gate, i.e., "Nice eyes. I would love to see them looking up at me while you suck my dong." What? "Hi, nice to meet you." Respond with "You have nice eyes too. I would love to see the life fade from them after I have stabbed you through the heart." I'm a black chick with dreadlocks, so I attract a lot of hot ups and weird spiritual old dudes. I've been told I look like Black Jesus and one of the original Hebrews. You know they were African. They don't want you to know your history. One of the original Hebrews. You know they were African. They don't want you to know your history. If they actually read the Bible, they'd know that the original Hebrews came from the area that is now Iraq. Although, if you look far back enough in history, everyone is from Africa. Had a friend that's used to catcalling. She just ignores it. Sometimes laughs because some quotes are actually funny. Her words. Once, a man on the streets just said out loud, "Nice breasts," and she just stood there like, "Really, that's all you got? Nothing clever or witty?" I'm redhead. Really sick of guys telling me they're super into redheads or I only date redheads. Way to make me feel like that's the only thing that matters about me for you. After a woman does something really badass or something that demonstrates how smart she is, don't immediately compliment her looks. It's not as nice as you may mean it to be. I've had a few instances of guys I barely talked to in a college class text me after the course has ended and told me how much they loved looking at my butt in class. Like what? That's creepy. That is very creepy. Like people check each other out often, both men and women, but you never tell them about it unless you are in a relationship. I was wearing a form-fitting dress and my boyfriend of the time said, "You look like a sexy sausage." There was a lot of explaining and backtracking afterwards. "You look like you could fit a few up here." I'd be up a quicker than a rat up a sewer pipe. Didn't hear this, but my friend did. I believe it's called a dysphomism, as opposed to a euphemism. Makes it sound worse rather than better. LOL. Did not go out on another date with the guy who described my legs, trying to be complimentary, as cute and stubby. Really? That's the best word you could think of? Lumpheo, this dude described you like a corgi. I'd ask for your number, but I have a daughter your age. Dude at my part-time job when I was just 20. I think he thought of it as a compliment. It is not a compliment. PLZ don't. You're really pretty for a lesbian. If you're going to say I'm pretty, say I'm pretty. Don't add the unnecessary qualifier that insults a ton of women, including most of my dating prospects. But I do find this compliment to be a very useful way to figure out who I don't want to talk to at parties. Not a girl, but I have to say, Colombian girls are the most beautiful girls on the planet. Probably okay to say, but not when they're Puerto Rican. This might not apply universally to all ladies, but you get me. I've never met someone who understands me like you do. The first time I heard it, I mistakenly accepted that as a compliment. It's not. It's a promise that the first time you disagree with them about anything, or express mild annoyance about wet towels on the bathroom floor, then you are in for a shitstorm of difficulty. That's a common narcissist abuser tactic. Sets you up so that you have to put up with their shit or you're betraying their belief in all humanity. How are you still single? I understand the implication that I am very desirable, at least in their eyes, but they make it sound like it's totally not up to me. It also made me feel like there's something wrong with me, because I'm turning 30 and have had a boyfriend for a year. The compliment has turned into, he would be crazy not to propose soon. I am not interested in getting married, at least not in the next couple of years. Frick you people. Guy, so what are you mixed with? Where are you from? Me, I'm black. Everyone is basically mixed these days. And I'm from here. Guy, yeah, but what are you mixed with really? C and a splash of alcohol. I'm actually pretty okay with any compliments. I know they are usually coming from a well-intentioned place, so I don't take any odd ones to heart. The only kind that bother me are ones aimed at my daughters through way of me, such as, your mom is so beautiful and you look just like her. Dad's gonna be in trouble. Say what you want about me, but please don't put my preteens in a place of being eye candy and destined to have many interested males. They are my babies. You're so small and cute. I want to pick you up and put you in my pocket. I may be a short Chinese woman, but I'm 30 FFS. I may be a short Chinese woman, but I'm 30 FFS. Oh, that's adorable. You're different than other women. I can tell because I can read people well. Something along these lines is said exclusively by nice guys. Have a compliment. I'll follow it up by complimenting myself. You look like an anime character. I'm a Korean with dyed hair. Most guys that ask me out are weeaboos or have yellow fever. You're so pretty for a big girl or you're so pretty for a black girl. I've gotten neither, but heard both several times directed at friends. Like, how do some guys not hear how that sounds? Really? If your compliment ends in 4A, and it's not you're pretty fly for a white guy, you've done it wrong. Not a chick. But I dated a girl who once told me that she really disliked when someone compared her looks to a celeb. That is, you look like Scarlett Johansson. She kinda did. Or that her lips looked like so-and-so's. Stating as such made her feel like a fella was only into her because of those looks and marginalized what else she had to offer, which was a bunch. So guys, don't do that. I've had guys tell me they wanted to date me because I'm not like other girls. I understand their intent was that they think I have a unique personality, and that's cool. But saying they want to be with me because I'm not like other girls feels a lot like they just don't enjoy hanging out with women in general. And it makes me wonder why they've written off an entire gender as people they don't particularly find interesting or fun to be around. Normally girls are super boring, but you're cool. I absolutely despise the whole issue with breast reductions. I think some men see it as a kind of compliment to mourn the loss or even try to convince a woman to not get one because of how beautiful her body is. But it just comes across as selfish, childish, and not being attentive to the woman's actual human needs. If her current breast size causes her pain, discomfort, inconvenience, soreness, inability to find clothes that fit properly, etc. All of those things should matter more than the "oh man they're not as big now" issue. Guys often say that all boobs are good boobs, especially here on Reddit. But if that were truly the case, would it matter if a woman gets breast reduction surgery? They're still boobs after all. Anything to do with my weight. Got diagnosed with celiac earlier this year and I lost a ton of weight. I was just blown away by how many men I knew told me how great I looked suddenly when I was quite literally starving and malnourished. Men who call me exotic and expect me like it. It turns me off so much. The immediate sexualization of my ethnicity drives me up the wall. Comes out of nowhere across the bar. I've never seen a girl drink a Bud Heavy before. With creepy eyebrow raise. Have you ever met a girl before? Pro tip. He did not like my response. You could be a model. Yeah, no. While I studying for law school exams. Male classmate. Have you considered modeling? Me. You mean if the whole becoming a lawyer thing doesn't work out? For the record, I'm not model material. I'm 5 feet 4 inches and chubby. Whoa, you're really smart for someone so pretty. We might be twins, and I understand completely. It's essentially the same thing as saying, you're smarter than you look, which is never a compliment. It's got to be, has anyone ever told you that you're beautiful? Because I think it's meant to be nice, but it's kind of insinuating no one else would find me attractive. Or, even if that's not the intention, what am I supposed to say? If I say yes, I sound conceited, and if I say no, that's like a weird dark confession to make to someone who is hitting on you. I'm honestly confused by this one. You're pretty for a black girl. It's a slap to the face. Never was a compliment. You're basically saying wow, you're actually very attractive to be a part of such an ugly race. Also, asking me if I'm mixed just because you think I'm pretty. Number, I'm not. Pretty much everyone. I have social anxiety. Leave me alone. JK. But they do make me somewhat uncomfortable. I think when they just say dang, because that could be bad. 2. You're exotic. I'm really into Asian girls. Had a dude come up to me in a bar claiming I was their soulmate because I was a cute Asian girl. No thanks bruh, no thanks. I have one that never fails to incur a gagging reflex. Hey you and your mother look like sisters. Can I date both of you? Said in the most salacious voice with accompanying indiscreet wink and vulgar laugh. Oh, I've received this comment or some variation about once a week. Yesterday my next door neighbor's builder shouted down from his scaffolding about how bangable my mother is and he'd do me too. His apprentice or younger co-worker joked what at the same time to raucous laughter. It's apparent to anyone who's seen my mother that she has a youthful countenance and we resemble each other, but refrain from implying incest in your quest for a date. It's repugnant and I doubt any women on earth would reciprocate. When they call me thick, I get offended. I know some women appreciate it, but to me that's just another way of saying I or a part of me is fat. Someone told me how thick my thighs were and I struggled with an eating disorder, and that does not help whatsoever. You shouldn't wear makeup when you are with me. I like you better without it. But what if I feel like looking pretty for myself one day? Me. Wears a normal human amount of makeup. Guy. You look really pretty. I love when girls don't wear makeup. Natural beauty is where it's at, so men or women deceive us by wearing makeup. But you don't and you look great. Me. Wears no makeup. Guy. Are you sick? Have you been crying? Who hit you? Me. I just have dark circles under my eyes and eczema near the corners that aren't currently covered with makeup. Guess I'm not beautiful after all. My boyfriend loves my thighs because they're thick, but I hate my thighs. In fact, I hate being called thick in general. It makes me sound like steak and I don't like steak. 1. You don't look like an engineer. No crap, Sherlock. Turns out looks aren't a requirement for being an engineer. Hard work and solving problems is. Don't dwindle me down to just my looks. 2. You're the prettiest gent I've ever seen. This is when I dance the lead roll. It's a dance role, not a gender role. Don't associate my role with my appearance. I don't have to look a certain way to fit into your preconceived boxes. It's not a compliment. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.